No piece of technology is perfect, including speed cameras. Let's look at your chances of proving a faulty speed camera and the likelihood of not having to pay your fine. Figures released by the Home Office show that over 6,000 motorists are caught speeding daily by mobile speed camera vans parked at the side of the road or by fixed road speed cameras. Surprisingly, considering they both serve the same purpose, the technology used to identify speeding between these two methods is often different. Mobile speed camera vans use laser technology to identify vehicle speeds. Incredibly, they're said to be able to track a vehicle up to a mile away. These laser systems are said to be accurate to within a tiny percentage of a mile an hour, making fines from them difficult to disprove. There are police guidelines that mobile speed cameras should be tested and reviewed regularly, usually thought of as every 6 months or so. However, guidelines and common practice are in no way the same as actual laws, so the police don't have to keep their cameras tested, and you likely won't be able to use this as a way out of paying your fine. Fixed speed cameras, called GATSOs, ironically named after a speedy racing driver, work by taking 2 photographs of the vehicle at 2 different points. These 2 photographs are used to prove how fast the vehicle was travelling based on the distance covered between markings on the road within a given time frame. There are some newer fixed speed cameras used on motorways usually, which don't use this method and instead use lasers. GATSO type cameras are said to be accurate to within 1 mile an hour, which is part of the reason that the often quoted tolerance of 10% plus 2 miles an hour over the speed limit, 35 and a 30, 46 and a 40 and so on, that's part of the reason why this is commonly applied. Though not always, and again, common practice is in no way the same as actual law. If you suspect that a camera is faulty, you can report it to a few different groups. These groups include the National Highways and the Transport for London, amongst others. They will look into the matter and should keep you updated on their findings. It can be difficult to prove a faulty GATSO speed camera because the police don't have to release their evidence to you unless the matter goes to court. But drivers who are adamant that they weren't breaking the speed limit could try to contest their fine in court, where the 2 GATSO speed camera photos might be compared to see if the car travelled far enough to match the speed limit violation that was quoted. However, even if the true speed is slightly different, as the previously mentioned tolerance is usually taken into account, you'll likely still be proven to have exceeded the speed limit by some big or some small amount. So unless the quoted speed and the photo evidence are seriously mismatched, then you'll likely still end up having to pay, and with court costs, the fine could become pretty steep. So even though you might wish to contest the fine in court, and you have every right to do so, it can be very difficult to win these cases because you only need to be proven to have exceeded the speed limit very briefly. You could hire an expensive lawyer or barrister to argue your case in court, and many celebrities have done just this, successfully. But it's still not guaranteed, and it's not something that everyone can afford to do. And be warned, an unsuccessful speeding fine challenge is likely to result in an even bigger fine. However, if you think the offence wasn't genuine, say you weren't the driver, or your car had been stolen, or your vehicle was mistakenly identified as speeding, then it could be worth contesting the fine. In these circumstances, you might find that a speed camera photo which shows that you weren't the driver, or that someone was using your registration on another car, well, a speed camera photo might really be a helpful thing indeed. If you want to challenge a ticket, or you're worried that a fine is about to land you in trouble, then, as mentioned, a popular option is to consult a solicitor for help. There's many online solicitors that work out cheaper and easier than meeting in person. JustAnswer, for example, only costs £5 for a trial. One of my colleagues used their service and managed to save over £270 on a parking ticket. I've linked that offer in the description, and if you use that, you'll also be supporting Money Nerd, so thank you.